so massive and so important is, as believers, evangelicals, we're really familiar with the Great Commission, the final words of Jesus to the believers, to go and make disciples of all that I've taught them to do. And of course, there's a fuller expression of that than even evangelism, although of course it starts with evangelism, but it doesn't just end with a card. It continues on through the life of every believer. But I think sometimes in our zeal for fulfilling the Great Commission, we forget the first commission, which was that Genesis 1:28 commission in the garden to steward. And I think in some ways our cities are waiting for us as believers to remember what we were called to do in the first commission. In some ways, the Great Commission is an extension of that first commission, because Jesus wants his followers to take care of their cities, to take care of the environments around their cities, to take care of one another, and to be a representation of that kingdom come to earth. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. And how else will we show people heaven on earth unless we were outside of the four walls of the church, engaged in the very processes and events and life of the communities in which we live, showing the glory of God, not just through a friendly face, but through righteous laws, through taking care of the sidewalks and the streets, all of those garbage, just picking up garbage. It's kingdom culture to pick up garbage, as well as to see people healed of all kinds of brokenness and see families restored, all of that. We think largely in spiritual terms, which is that Great Commission, but we need to think in practical terms, which is that first commission. And they're not in opposition, they actually go together hand in hand.
I think they're not in opposition. It's, to make disciples of all nations is to make disciples and disciple the systems of those nations.
Wow.
And I think even along the same lines of First and Great Commission, when I think about the two, I think that when we exemplify like working and taking care of the earth, when we bring First Commission to the forefront of our lives, I believe it opens doors for Great Commission in people's lives.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I remember when we would take students into the streets, and we still do, and we would clean up, people would come out and say, it's nice to know someone cares.
Yeah.
And it opens the door for you to say, we do. If there's anything we can do for you, can we pray for you? And it really is this thing of when people see that you care about the earth, they realize there's something innately different about you. And it opens doors for the Great Commission. And I think that's some of what the church has lost. Because we've been so service, like having church services oriented rather than like servant oriented, we've lost connection with our cities. We've lost connections with why it matters.